Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Curse of Strahd. Here we have with us is Nyla.
Hey.
We have Hildegard.
Hello.
We have Zhana.
Hi.
We have Chance. Oh, I'm Chance. Just kidding. Yogg has unfortunately, due to time zone restrictions, will not be able to play with us, but who knows, we may bring him back for a surprise special event or a finale episode, so he will forever be in our thoughts and hearts and minds and fanfic. Chance is off visiting with family, and he'll be with us next week, so for the next 2 episodes we're gonna get an all-ladies extravaganza. Can I get a ladies' night? All right. So, last time on Curse of Strahd, our players had found the village of Barovia and had conquered it once and for all. The headless horseman that had been running rampant up and down the roads, twisting it into his own domain, had been finally put to rest and revealed to in fact be the spirit of Ismark. With his final words to Hildegard before being laid to rest, they found a strange object in the tomb of the Kolyanovich family. A strange black iron diamond in a diamond. An unusual non-magical trinket, but nonetheless, their thoughts went to their fallen companions. 2 companions, in fact, that had fallen from the recent group Twin Mask, who had allied themselves with our heroes. Sherry Sherman and Lavinia Rose, unfortunately, fell victim to the Headless Horseman's vorpal blade. They were buried in shallow graves under a nice tree, and our heroes departed back to the old bone grinder, where they gave the good news to the villagers of Barovia to go back to their lands. Unfortunately, things were far from over. Red lightning in the sky signaled but one thing: trouble up ahead. Could it be? Chance and Ezmerelda, the ones whom they've lost deep, deep in the woods and are searching for. Could it be them? Who knows? Find out this time. We take our story back to 1 month ago, to the night before our players lost their way through a shallow vale. We come to a very large and a very old fortress, a castle of incredible size, surrounded by a valley. Darkness and death wander through these halls filled with ancient relics. Yes, there are many old things in Castle Ravenloft. Things that rot with time or have simply gathered layers of dust, almost like a tomb of secrets. Most, if not all, of these things are younger treasures when compared to one rare portrait hanging on the wall. This painting was unlike any other, a masterpiece by the artist Salvid Veloci, painted over 700 years ago. It was one of the few things in this castle that dust feared to sit. The man in black had always taken great care, and some time spent before this portrait, however, more so the better part of his recent days admiring this painting. The walls themselves turned green with envy for his love of a rose, and prying eyes were not unfamiliar with the Count's unusual fixation. Deeper in the castle, a lady in red paced in front of a large fireplace in the study. "Maybe a long-lost sister or a relative." "Ifin I tell ya, you won't be smiling long." The voice of a woman in ivory followed from a cozy chair. Her eyes listlessly followed the text of an old history book, one of many in the room. "Play your games with mortals. If you have answers, I demand to know."
"Her name is Irina Kolyana."
A small voice chittered happily from behind a golden fan and a platinum mask. The woman was shorter than the other 2, and entered the room from a nearby corridor, causing both the lady in red to stop her pacing and the woman in ivory to look away from her book. "A peasant name! How unfortunate for our lord to turn his eyes so low." Her fangs grit with disdain. "I warned ya, child. The master's gonna find new love. Best find a nook while you can." "You and Esther can gather dust in your little holes."
"Nonsense. My love for me will be eternal. My husband and I, he will tell me so when I will give him my gift at the All Hallows Ball.
Of course! The ball! The lady in red sprang to life with a new excitement. My lord has always adored my labors to create the most wonderful parties. The woman in ivory rolled her eyes at the other two and went back to reading. I will make it my best work. She turned to the other two. All of Barovia shall be invited. A new hesitation and sudden intrigue with the elevation of the mood filled the air with this boisterous grandeur. Are ye daft? Ye plan to bring the whole country in. She snapped her book shut.
Your parties are boorish fun. You lack passion.
Boorish? Ha! Unlike you, I look at the bigger picture, and unlike you, I don't rot in the library. A library that holds dark secrets at its roots, child.
Then a contest we shall have.
Their gowns twirled as they rounded closely in graceful little circles, to speak in hushed tones. Their conspiracies held fast against the deepest shadows cast by the fire, with another one blazing in their wicked green hearts. All too soon, a flurry of bats cycloned out of the study and split in 3 different directions. From that night, many weeks go by, and we find our heroes waking up the following morning at the old bone grinder. The sound of accordions and laughter at an unusual hour heralds the new day. No sign of your companions. This is now the 4th day in the forest. Ladies, what do you do? The day is yours.
Well, I actually, before anyone was up, potentially, I wanted to do something.
Of course. What would you like to do?
Well, it's been a while since I've kind of been thinking about my weird tattoo weapon thing. So I kind of wanted to, this time, pull up my sleeve so that I can actually see it. And I wanted to try and, like, summon my weapon a little more subtly, so, like, a small thing. And see if I notice the tattoo growing, or if I can figure out a way to communicate to Reuben besides just feeling his emotions.
All right. So, it's cold, but you're by a fire. You've never really pulled down the sleeve entirely. You've pulled your sleeve up, but never down to pull the whole glove off. And to your shock and horror, it's growing past your elbow crease. There's a ring, there's a knife, there's a bow, and now there's a feather, just like the ones in his hair.
Ooh. Okay.
And you summon the sorrow in your heart. And in your hand, very carefully, a small carving knife forms out of a shadowy black mist that kind of pours out of your tattoo like a fog.
Reuben, like, she'll kind of hiss at the knife, you know? Like, hey.
Psst! Reuben! You whisper, shout at this knife, this tiny shadow knife. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the true face of madness in Barovia.
It's so true. Anyone looks at this, they're like,
Stop screaming at your weapons! All right. I want you to do me a favor.
Yes.
I want you to summon a memory. Detailed as you can. Just describe the scene and really call through that dagger.
I think back to when we were kind of dating only for, or, you know, together only for a couple months, so we didn't know each other that well, you know, like, still discovering things about each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think back to one of our first, like, actual fights that we had. And, like, as I think about it, like, I can't even remember what exactly we fought over, because it was so stupid, probably. I remember being so angry at him and doing the thing I always do where I just explode at someone, and it's just a torrent of shouting and hysteria, and I stormed away. And it was only after I had calmed down, I realized that I probably scared him off, and I might have just ruined things. And so at this point, my mood had shifted from being really mad to being super upset with myself, and I kind of climbed up on top of the inn roof that I worked on, and he had known that was like the spot I usually went to go think, especially after shifts. I just like to sit up on top of the roof and look up at the stars at night. And so I sat up there and thought, this is it, and he's done with me. And soon I heard someone climbing up on the roof, and I turned around and it was him.
You come upon this scene. Nyla, you're calling through this knife, and suddenly you're right there on the roof, looking to a starless sky in a dilapidated land. The world is full of shades of blue and gray, limited color, luscious forest, lots of mist. And a man climbs the roof behind you with the same familiarity you would expect of this place, and there you see him. Maybe even a little more gaunt than you remember. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, so I think she just turns around and puts her hand up to her mouth. Oh my gosh, can you hear me?
He sees you moving, and his eyes respond, but he doesn't seem to move much. He just has this incredible look of defeat in his eyes, like he just saw something. It's exactly what you feel when you summon him, if a look could have a language.
I'll get up and see if I can get near him, because I know last time he would kind of fly away almost every time I tried to get up to him.
You're careful, and he's hesitant. Perhaps 10 feet is the safe distance.
Okay. Reuben? Hey. Can you hear me at all? Do you know do you know where you are?
He looks away and nods.
I don't know what's happening, but I'm not upset with you. I'm gonna help you. That's why I came.
He looks at you urgently. He looks at you urgently, and he looks you in the eyes. His eyes are... there's a yearning, a message he's trying to tell you. At any point in time, you may roll an investigation on his body language or an insight on his eyes to ascertain whatever message he's trying to tell you, but it seems to be in looks and gestures alone. And he gives you this look of desperation and shakes his head no.
What? You don't want me? You don't want me to?
His eyes are pleading.
Why? Do you think it's too dangerous? Is this about your debts?
You feel your knife in your hand, though you don't remember holding it immediately. It grows heavy, like there's a rock in his heart, and he himself clutches his chest and falls heavy, almost in the same way your knife gains 20 pounds.
So I guess I would... if he's still trying to communicate something with that, I would probably want to roll insight on this one.
Yes. Yes, please do. You read his gesture. It seems the debt is the greatest grief that seems to plague him.
Did you know? Was this around when we were together?
He nods.
Did you know how bad it was when we were together?
Even worse, he closes his eyes when he looks away and nods. In a way, he's almost pulling his cloak around him like a security blanket. You see shame on this once proud man. Things you've never really seen. He's always been such a cool and kind of detached guy. Always known what to do. Maybe deep in thought from time to time, but you thought, maybe that's just him being him. You've never really seen this side of him. I mean, you have, but never this deep.
Well, I hate secrets, but I think I kind of get where you're coming from now. So...
Please roll an investigation on his body language.
Yeesh. Oh, the other one was so good.
Alas. Because of the way the cloak falls, his body gestures and the way he moves does not make his mindset clear to you.
Do you know, anything of what's happening with me? With, these weird powers that I have sometimes now?
He looks at you funny. Questioningly.
No? Okay.
He squints like he's trying to ascertain something from you. I would like you to roll an insight on yourself, and we will treat this as his insight.
Oh, okay.
He sees right through you, and his eyes go a little wide in shock. Anger, even.
What?
It looks like he's trying to say something, but he just can't open his mouth.
Okay, I don't know what exactly you can tell, but I needed to save you, so I was gonna do what I needed to. It may have not been what I bargained for exactly, and it may be like really spinning out of control right now, but it's worth it.
Nyla, I want you to roll a wisdom saving throw on his behalf to resist an effect.
Ew, okay.
He pulls apart his mouth, and for the first time you can see stitches coming apart at the seams as he rips his mouth open, and he mouths something to you. You read his lips. Nyla, you're in great danger. Leave me and leave Barovia. And as soon as he breaks this, something clamps up and the vision vanishes.
She's probably, breathing really heavily, as she comes back.
As you can hear on an accordion over in the Vistana camp.
I immediately look at my arm. Is there anything different?
Your arm is rather heavy, but no difference.
Oh, with the dagger still, being heavy?
Still heavy.
Interesting.
But, nothing, tattoo hasn't grown, dagger's still the same, is what it is.
Okay.
Meanwhile, the rest of you start to rouse. Hildy, Zhana, you hear a... And the Vistana festivities have began, and it's 6:30 in the fucking morning.
Oh my god.
Well, I was actually already up because I don't need that much sleep.
I turn to Hildy.
So Zhana probably looks like she's been hearing that blasted instrument for a good solid couple of hours. She's trying to think of she's so much contemplated thought.
It's
just
it's actually interesting. You look over at the Vistana camp. It is not someone intentionally trying to be rude, but one of the Vistana mothers is teaching her little boy how to play an accordion. He's just very young. Very excited.
It's like second grade recorders.
Oh God. It is very, very endearing. Good morning, Hildy.
Hildy, do you find it endearing?
No. She doesn't really comment. Like, she looks like she's about to murder someone, but then she sees that it's a kid and she just, fucking, she just sits up. Good morning, Zhana.
I've been thinking a lot about what to do for today. I was trying to find my best way to maybe see if we can try to message Chance or find a signal to him. But I think I have a few options, but I wanted to talk to you before I did anything.
Yeah, we definitely have to think about it.
Let's get some... Just so we have something nice to look at.
Yay!
And continue scene.
So as far as planning goes, I was thinking of maybe like riding in the clouds to see if I can find, or at least give Chance some kind of sign. I can also summon creatures too that could help us.
What kind of creatures?
Giant eagles primarily. I feel like they would get the most. Yeah, they would cover the most range.
Well, that could always be a good idea to scan the area, because I'm hoping that the sky can't lose us the way the woods can.
Hopefully. That's at least my thought.
Oh, I didn't even think about the sky doing the same thing.
Oh,
was
welcome
that
back, Nyla?
Hi. Morning. Did you guys sleep okay?
Yeah.
Not
Did
really.
you have to go to the bathroom?
I don't know. I was just checking on my tattoo.
Oh,
There's more.
Oh, more?
Yep.
How are you feeling?
I don't know. I am worried.
Yeah,
Well,
we all are.
We're here for you if you need it.
Thanks.
At
You
this
guys
point,
are the best.
Killian and Taryn are rousing from their slumber.
I forgot about those two.
No rest from the accordion, and they get up for the day. They've been off to themselves. You guys have been taking this sudden split better than they have, and the hope that keeps you going is but a diminished ember in their hearts, and they kind of get up and they top of the morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning. How did you two sleep?
Killian kind of rustles his windswept hair and sticks a hat on his head. He doesn't answer you. Taryn and I, we were thinking, no, we're just gonna go for a walk down the road. Not by the woods, mind you. Just, a lot's been happening. And, we still have to deal with the Vistana. Their horse was on loan. So maybe we can cut a deal with them and keep the workload. I don't know, something. Just we have a bit to talk about. We won't be long.
Okay. We'll wait here for you.
Be sure to yell or something if you get into trouble.
Don't worry. Taryn over there. It's got pipes.
Oh, really?
Taryn just rolls his eyes and he's like, happened one time, and they're already off.
I guess each group has someone that screams for help. Me being the one in this one.
Yeah, because apparently you scream louder than freaking thaumaturgy.
To be fair, Sherry used to be their screamer, but she's
Oh, no.
6 feet under right now, so I guess that award goes to Taryn.
Oh no.
Stab right through the heart. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyways, it's my job. Don't worry, you'll get me back during night call.
Anyways, continue.
Okay. So, giant eagle plan, right?
Yes, I can have them either survey the area, but I was going to try writing in the clouds. But Hildy, do you have any spells in your arsenal that could help?
I do. And I was thinking of probably using one of them before anything you do. Let's just try maybe contacting him some way. I have a spell that allows me to speak 25 words in anyone's mind.
Oh.
What? Nyla like sits up. That's a thing?
It's something I discovered not long ago actually. Things have changed. I felt my goddess's powers getting stronger, and without exactly feeling her connection, I sort of felt these new powers inside me.
Oh, that's the best spell ever. So you can just talk
I really
to him?
get the feeling. Yes?
Who cleared their throat?
Brother Donovich.
Ah, shit.
Oh, I thought he might have died. Okay, yeah.
The reception of you all looking up at him in surprise is not met with, let's just say he's not the happiest to speak to you. No, we're all packed up here. Thank you again for, protecting our town.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
He kind of purses his lips together. You almost understand that out of sheer obligation, he would be willing to do more if they weren't so short of funds on their own, but he just wordlessly nods and just turns to leave.
Father,
He holds.
I don't think we've ever properly apologized for Doru. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know I loved my son.
We knew.
Yeah. Death spare you. Death spare you all. And he leaves.
Safe travels.
It is now you and the Vistana.
So switching over to Elvish. So what were you going to say to him for your spell?
In Elvish, I reply, if I can find a way to squeeze in 25 words to tell him, well, to ask him to probably send a signal so we can find him, probably tell him that what our next destination is going to be. I don't know if he's moving, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, just even seeing if he's alive in the first place. You know.
I know it's. I have a limited amount of times I can cast the spell, but if I can squeeze enough words to ask him, "Are you alive? Where are you? How can we find you? You're an idiot." That's the essentials.
Okay, yeah, that covers all the bases.
So, you can say it, and he can say things back?
Yes, he can reply.
Okay.
25 words also.
Do you think you should tell him in the message that he can reply?
I should.
That's probably smart.
Maybe say something that only you know. That he
Yeah,
knows.
has he told you any secrets? I, lean in.
Sana indirectly also leans in.
She tries to think a little. I don't really know.
The accordion's getting louder as the child, and we're just going to say it's this guy for now. Just kind of walks by the rock. Wah, wah. He's getting kind of curious about what you guys are doing, but he doesn't seem to be doing too much harm.
Hildy's face just dropped when he got closer, and in Elvish she says, "I can also cast silence on him."
No, he's doing a great job. You're doing a great job. I say to him.
Oh, Seika!
Oh my god.
And he goes up to Nyla specifically and wah 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 wah.
That's on you, Nyla.
I like it.
Do you?
Yes.
And he looks at you so happily. And he goes over to his mother.
And he's like, I did good job.
I hate that he's cute.
Not gonna break his little heart.
No!
Nah, because all the Strahd are like the devil, right?
No. Hildy wouldn't do that to a kid.
Anyways, in Elvish. Back to the conversation at hand. Are you gonna send it now, or do you want me to do the skywriting first?
Question of the DM.
Yes, I am the DM. I do like questions.
Would you answer as Chance, or would you rather James being here for the message?
I have plans. Do what you will.
Okay, well,
Fancy.
yeah. Hildy would. Yeah, she's gonna say, I can send it now. If we can think about what I should say, I can cast it now.
Okay. Let's see. Tell him.
I can say he would understand. Would he understand Elvish? I
Well, he
almost
is
said
half elf.
English.
His mom's an elf, so.
I can give it a try in Elvish. Maybe Elvish language would be enough to convince him.
You could always talk about Irina's compass, too.
Oh, that's a good idea.
25 words.
Well, we don't need to necessarily ask him if he's alive, because if he responds, that means he is alive.
True.
So we can say, where are you? Maybe he can send up a little signal so we could find him. And has he seen Ez? Think that's enough?
I'm just trying to write down a message to see if it would be enough. Just a second. I'm just gonna mute myself so you guys don't hear.
Who is that Vistani coming right up behind?
Wah, 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 wah.
Oh god.
Oh, he's back!
He looks up at you like expectantly, like,
Oh, you play very well. How long have you been playing for?
I learned this morning.
Wow. The progress. That's awesome. You're doing great.
Jivolsky.
Mm-hmm.
Leave the outsiders alone.
and she picks up her son. I'm so sorry. He is eager, you know? Do you want him to serenade you with more songs?
Whatever, it doesn't matter. We're having a... Yeah, it's fine.
You see the impish smile on this woman, but for some strange reason, this was almost a gateway moment. Their impish smiles never leave their face, but the boy has it too. They just have this strange custom sort of thing. And she goes, well, all right, if you are going to make them much music. There. Make them one dance around the fire, you know? And she kind of leaves her boy there, and she goes off to go prepare breakfast, and
He goes, okay.
Yuche, what do you think of this? It's Hildegard. Send a message, send a signal so we can find you. Did you find Ez? Does she know about Cadet?
damn. Okay.
Oh, I think that works.
Sorry. As you were.
How's that?
I
It's,
mean-
I think it's I think that's 20 words.
Okay.
Is
You
there
can
like
reply.
5 more?
You can reply.
You
yes.
can reply.
25 words.
That's exactly 25 words. So
Perfect.
I'm just gonna recount to make sure.
So, Hildy, you cast the spell, and what do you say? Give me
It's
some flavor
Hildegard.
to the spell.
Oh, Jesus! I was into it. You scared me.
Ah, spooky ya! Oh, give me some flavor to the spell.
You spook on me.
Ah, spooky
Okay.
you.
You see her bring a hand to she brings a hand to her temple, closes her eyes, just focuses on chants in her mind. Kind of tries to recall their last conversation, tries to recall times they talked together, and just tries to reach out and have that same ease talking to him even though he's probably miles away. And she speaks into her mind.
Okay.
It's Hildegard. Send a signal so we can find you.
Wah.
Did you find Ez?
Wah.
By the way, all that is in Elvish.
Okay. No, that's good. That's good. Keep going.
Does she know about Cadet? You can reply 25 words. Oh my god, I'm gonna kill him.
Like honestly watching her like try and focus, I might even try and be like, hey, why don't you come play like over here? I wanna I'll maybe try and like get him at least a little bit away from Hildy because I
might do like I might do like a mom trying to listen on the phone while her kids are
snap.
throwing a tantrum and walk away. Like I'm just gonna snap. I'm just gonna walk away like here.
You sent the signal, and because it was set in your mind, your words may yet reach him. So far, no immediate reply.
Hildy, how long does apply usually take?
It's the first time I do this. I suppose it should be instant, but I've never done this before.
Okay. We'll wait a few minutes, then I'll send up a skywrite or something.
About a minute goes by, and you get... Maybe they're in a bad area, but that also wasn't quite the reply to the spell.
Oh wow, there's no signal.
Dang it, stupid woods.
You probably need to be in another area.
Oh my god. I'm not getting enough bars here, guys.
It's okay. I have a satellite phone.
But that was his voice?
It's definitely Chance's voice.
Okay, she like jumps up a little and looks at Zhana with her eyes lit up. I heard his voice. I heard him.
Should we look to the skies? I can summon eagles. Maybe they can try to spot something.
This is all in
I look
Elvish.
at Yeah, of course, it's all been in Elvish. To be honest, Zhana, he didn't seem like he was even able to like formulate a coherent sentence. We do know he's alive, but
So
doesn't sound like he's in a good condition.
maybe he's just unconscious somewhere. Can you do the same with Ez? Maybe we can try to find her that way too. I would recommend not talking about Cadet though. That seems
I won't.
very
Good call.
extreme.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna cast it again. This time to Ezmerelda. That time I'm gonna do it in common, because I don't know if she speaks Elvish. It's Hildegard. Are you with Chance? You can reply to this message. 25 words. And that's all I say.
You kind of hear... Crossroads. Guys, yeah, there.
Okay, this time it was a barely clearer, but she said crossroads and there.
Zhana takes out her map and she looks at crossroads. So let's see. The only crossroad closest to us is behind us, away from the old bone grinder. But that's not where we saw the lightning. Or it's down below the base of the windmill. I'm not entirely sure.
Looking at the map of Barovia, there's a bunch of different crossroads when you kind of look at the map. It's not exactly clear what she means.
I don't know which one it could be. I could
And
try
try-
sending eagles to the crossroads and have them check it out.
Which crossroads, Zhana?
Let me see.
There are many in Barovia, according to your map.
So it would probably be in the most immediate area. Let's see. It would either be at the... Well, when I do summon them, it's going to be out towards the base of the old bone grinder. Then it'll go towards the gate, maybe? If not that, then maybe like the other side of Vallaki, where the river pass is. I'll send one to Vallaki, one to the gate, just to cover ground. And then they should have enough time to get back to me.
Okay.
For that. Do you want me to roll for my eagles?
A perception check? Sure.
Sure, okay. Let me just bring up their stat bar thing. Because they have advantage, because they're eagles.
Okay, Eagle 1 going to the gate, Eagle 2 going to Vallaki, yes?
Yes.
Okay. And away they fly. And as they fly, and as they fly, and as they fly, a wagon comes up the road with Killian and Tyrion walking beside it, talking quite happily with the driver. Meanwhile, Nyla, you've been... sorry, Zhana. You've been kind of entertaining this boy, and a couple of Vistana come up to you, and they say something in their language and laugh to each other.
I guess I'll just give him a wave. Try not to be too hostile. Is it the mom, by the way?
No, it seems to be like a Vistana captain and another older-looking Vistana. And they,
Oh, okay.
You know, they give you a flourish of a wave back.
So, I guess I'll just ask the kid. I'll be like, how old are you?
I'm this many.
And he holds up 7 fingers. Wait,
Wow.
8. It's no 7.
Wow.
No 8.
Oh, man. That's a hard one, huh? That's pretty old, though. That's awesome.
Mombreta. And he kind of wrestles the kid on the head. You know, we feared our youngest might get lost with you outsiders. Do you have kids of your own?
Do I? Oh, no. No. Someday it'd be great, though.
Don't get married. And he picks up the kid.
Wait, what do you mean? You said they'll get lost? What did you mean by that?
You see children all the time run away from their babushkas, eh? And the kid's like, no, no, as he like pinches his cheek and shakes it. They become lost, prey to these lands. They know better, but still they do it. And sometimes there are those who have them and lose them. It is fact of life, eh?
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing. Don't get lost, kid, okay? Just stick with your parents.
You look lost. Are you not?
I'm not lost. when you're on the road, it's more like you're lost. You know what I mean? It kind of tends to, twist around, get you mixed up.
The road is our home. We are never lost. We are always going. And he laughs and takes the kid off somewhere, and the guy who's been watching you, he gives a nod, and he actually offers you, like, if you'd like to come sit and have a drink with the rest of them. They're gonna be cooking up brunch soon, heading out anyways.
I'll say, yeah, hold on, give me a second, and I'll, run up to Hildy and Zhana. Hey, okay, how's it going?
Well, do you want the good news or the bad news?
Good news always, yes, go.
Both Chance and Ez are alive.
Oh, and her eyes tear up, and then she's like, I'm gonna kill him.
You can kill him when we find him.
Yeah.
But
okay.
we didn't hear a full response from them.
Yeah, that's the bad news.
Ed said something about the crossroads, so I sent eagles out to maybe try to survey it. I sent one to the gate and one to Velaki. They should be back in less than an hour.
Okay, well, I was gonna come tell you, I'm gonna go sit with the Vistani because they invited me over, and maybe I can find out something. But, maybe one of you guys could, well, if you want to come with me, then you can come with me, and we can all watch each other's backs, or I could just go, and you could hold my bag, so...
I'm gonna come with just to watch them.
Before we do separate, maybe we should have everyone eat a good berry real quick. Just so we have enough nutrients for today.
Sure.
I cast Goodberry.
I'll spoil your breakfast. Nah. All right.
Perfect. Thanks, Zhana. You don't want to come?
Thank you.
I can come with you. I'll probably be listening a lot, though. And watching.
Meanwhile, the boys return. And they seem to be laughing and talking with someone who I don't have a token for. But I do have a picture of. Give me just a second. That is not what I want.
What are they saying?
You read their lips, and you see Killian say something along the lines of, potions, you say? And the man driving the cart says, yes. Not many, but such is the life of a businessman. We have a variety of different wares. And my business was with Barovia. Now that the roads are clear, I am away to Velaki, but look ho! A camp of Vistana. They're always good for business.
Guys, I think that man sells potions.
I turn to them.
If we had money, that would be great. I don't think we have money, do we?
I have a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah,
really?
Same. I have a bit left.
A man approaches you all. He looks like this.
Fancy.
He drives a simple wagon. It's strapped down, has many wares. It's hooded, but it's by no means a traveling wagon. It is meant for supplies. And I do not have a token for him. Just pretend that... Oh, let's pretend this is him. Ignore the name. Just pretend this is him.
Sounds good.
Ah, these your friends. Quite right. These are the ones we were telling you about. Nyla, Hildy, Zhana, we made a friend along the way.
Oh, hello.
I do not mean to intrude. He takes a deep, respectful bow. I am Vasily von Holtz, a simple merchant in these parts.
A potion seller, is that correct?
And he kind of looks to the other two. Let me get his voice. He's a little kind of haggard, but a little Barovian. All right, he's more like this. Yeah, and he looks to the others. And he's like, oh, well, not bad, not bad. Potions, some. Your friend Terran over here, he asked me, I have some things for sale, I suppose. Potions seem to be quite quite popular with the outsiders, huh?
Well, you know, when like everything's trying to kill you all the time.
Ain't that right? And he pats his cart. He seems to sell beautiful textiles, woolen material. He has a small selection of potions he would be willing to trade with you. He seemed keen on trading with the Vistana before he made his way to Vallaki. But you can ask him about his business. He's more than welcome to tell you.
I think, like, when I see, like, all the cool textiles and stuff, I'd be like, ooh! I'd go over and look at them.
Ah, yes. You see, the village of Barovia actually has some of the finest knitters, woolers, weavers this side of Barovia. You see, I just come from Vallaki. Yes, it seems that the Wizards of the Wine are back in business, huh? Good news for everyone. So, the wine is flowing, the trade is bustling, and now I make my way to Vallaki with this. And he pats a box in his cart.
Can we see what's in it? Or is he just patting a box and we can see what's
And he lifts the lid and he shows you. It's papers.
Oh. Papers?
Not just papers. 3 business treaties. You see, and you understand, I fancy myself a man of great ambition. Barovia could use a little work. So, I think, and he points to his head, we turn this old place into a settlement. Burn down the bone grinder and lo, somebody has already done it for me, huh? And we build a whole new town here.
Oh, you want to build... Are you sure? I mean, this place is some weird vibes. They were eating kids here. You know?
So you're replacing the
cheap
former
real
Bergamaster.
estate. I like it. I joke.
So you're replacing the former Burgomaster, is that correct?
No. You see, the former Burgomaster, currently in Vallaki, he and I are on good business terms. You see, I have a productive trade there. I'm one of the, call it the marquis of Vallaki. Make sure we get the imports, exports. We are a small company for now. Vasily von Exports. You know, it's a working title, but with the right persuasion, I believe good things can happen. So much has already happened. Terran's like, oh, just you wait. I'd like to have a word with that Burgomaster. I have a few ideas of my own.
Huh? Really? What?
Well, you see, it all falls along the principle of unpaid labor, you see? And Tyrion goes into one of his political speeches. Hildy, you got a taste of it last night. It's an unpopular political opinion, but he believes that necromancy is the key to rebuilding society in times of hardship.
That's
Yeah.
a horrible idea. Necromancy is so unnatural, especially if you're raising the dead.
No,
Hildy's
but
just
you
glaring.
see, and Terran goes back into his spiel where he explains after their skilled work is done, they get put to rest and society is bettered for the whole. Better cemeteries, better schools, better buildings, and in addition, you cut the cost of labor. It's good for everyone. Everybody listens to one manager. It's just the perfect system, and Killian could not be looking away with his hands on his face any harder because he is also of the opinion that that is not okay. But Vasily is like, yes, I see it. You save money. It's like coming to Thanksgiving and people started to talk politics.
I have a question. Yeah. Can I do an insight to see how corrupted this man seems?
On Tyrion?
Yeah.
Or Terran? Yes, I keep calling him Tyrion. He's both names now. Terran or Tyrion.
It's, yeah. Hildy's done.
Insight. How corrupt is this man?
This is a lawful, neutral cleric of a death domain, specifically undeath.
Oh, Oh no, I think we miscommunicated. I wasn't inciting in
Excuse
him.
me,
I
he's
was
not a cleric.
inciting-
He is a paladin. He is an anti-paladin.
Oh,
In
no,
fact,
no.
he has a big
I
fat
meant-
skull on his shield.
I meant to incite our new merchant friend.
Please roll another one, because I just gave you a shit ton of information.
Okay.
Zhana was focusing on the wrong person.
No, see, I want you to focus on
Chase
Taryn.
wasn't. Chase wasn't. It
Chase,
was miscommunication.
Chase, you must acknowledge this man's words. He's valid, you know. Gosh. As for the merchant is a little, he's a little extravagant. You also get that he's also very enthralled with the conversation that Taryn is presenting. There is not a lot of talk in politics as far as Barovia goes, and Vasily is just absolutely enthralled, intrigued. What a wonderful idea. And he, like, you know, he exclaims, you know, this would be able to allow us to expand business 20 times faster. In fact, we were seeing a new building open up in sometime in the spring, but it could happen. It could happen by the end of winter with Taryn's ideas, and he's so intrigued. And they're talking business plans, and Killian slowly.
Killian, you don't agree with that, do you?
He's walking away. Don't want to disagree with the friendo, but, you know.
Who just lost his girlfriend, so, like.
And, but in the end, Vasily is like, you know, these are all wonderful ideas. I foresee a lot of progress. The bone grinder itself was a horrible, horrible testament to some of the darker tidings in Barovia, and darkness is this land's middle name. So, I think new business is more than welcome, don't you think? And he turns to you, Zhana.
What kind of wares do you have?
As you deflect the question.
Sorry.
Nothing quite for travel's sake. I have a few bottles I may be willing to part with, a blanket or two. Winters are very harsh in Barovia, so most of these are intended for families in Vallaki. You understand?
Yes. Our companions here are lacking winter clothes. Would you be able to provide them?
Winter clothes, no, but perhaps I can spare a blanket or two.
That would be most kind.
Of course. It's rare we see outsiders this way, huh? And he kind of admires your ears.
Yes, outsider.
Ah, forgive the term. You see, we Barovians, then he kind of points to his ears, human as they come, yeah? Here, come. And he gestures you closer to his wagon.
I go closer to his wagon.
I'll go with Zhana too, because I want to look at everything.
And Vasily is more than kind. He not only shows you his wares, but he lets you pick the color of the blanket. He has a woven maroon with some blues and browns. He has the Armenian rugs that just have those beautiful Persian tapestries. He has another fuzzy shrug made of furs, and there's a few that you guys can pick. Nothing bright.
Oh my gosh. Nyla's like looking at all of them, is like, I want all of these. I mean, I can't afford them, but I want all of them. You know what I mean? She's like holding 3 things.
He puts his hand over his chest. The heart wants what the money lacks.
Yeah. Exactly.
How much is the fur one and this dark gray one?
Yeah, together I can part for, say... tell me a funny joke,
Okay, I can try. Let's see. Why was the tree so mean?
Why?
Because it was shady.
I bought for 7 gold. Yeah, shway.
I didn't know you knew jokes, Zhana.
Oh, it's mostly a druid thing.
You the camera kind of awkwardly pans over and Taryn is just, shady! I get it!
So the price is how much?
7. This I can
7?
give you. Mm-hmm.
Sure.
So I take out some of mine. We combine them.
Before you part way with your coin, perhaps there is something... I like you both. You strike me as able-bodied. He reaches into his wagon and pulls out a box. And he carefully opens the box, and there are 4 beautiful colored filters, vials, things. He exclaimed, there is not many, but perhaps if one of these comes of better care to you than some warmth, this I can offer. Inside this box is a green potion in a beautiful swirled and twisted bottle, a delightfully magenta potion with a heart-shaped bubble in a round bottle, a potion that tends to change color in weird ways. It's like weird foggy color changing. It's kind of like a muddied color in like a teardrop vial. And then there's just like another nice looking bottle, and it's got like a bird on it.
Oh,
wow,
what
these are cool.
these? What can they do?
I've looked at some of them myself. Which one are you asking about specifically?
I just point at the bird-shaped one.
And he kind of itches his head. I don't know what it does, but it has a nice bird on it, and it has like a cloudy white liquid in it.
What about the heart one? That one's pretty cute.
And he pulls it out. They call this one the filter of love.
Oh, what does that mean?
Big hit with the ladies. Pop this in your crush's drink, and bam! One-way ticket to paradise, huh?
What?
I kid. You're too easy. Ha! No, you see. And he explains the filter of love. Effectively, whoever drinks this and the person they first look upon is sort of charmed to that person's will for 10 minutes in sort of a love-struck way.
Whoa.
I don't know if that's something we really need. What about the other 2?
This one, he holds up the green and twisted bottle. I believe this is a healing potion. Greater, in fact, the potency of the green.
Oh, okay. How much is that?
Magic. And he kind of mulls over the price. This is no ordinary potion. It would be 85.
Oh, but we were with someone that gave you some great business advice, you know?
And he sees what you're doing, and he's like, you're right.
And a flower.
And then I turned around to give him a flower.
And the flower! And the funny joke. And he looks back to actually, Taryn. No, Nyla. He wants to hear one from you.
Oh, no. I don't really have a joke. What if I told you about the time I totally beat up one of my patrons because they were being gross? Does that work?
You drive hard bargain. I'm sold. I've been on the road for far too long anyways. Come, how about we sit around the fire and talk, yeah?
Yes.
Get out of this cold. And he shuts the box, puts it away. Before we do, he holds out his hand for the 7 gold. Perhaps if you want to trade for the blankets right away.
Yeah, we can buy the blankets now.
Actually, I'll look to Terrence and be like, hey, did you guys want blankets? These would be for you. Do you guys have money?
Actually, And he kind of points to a ring on his finger. Weather doesn't affect me. Killian's the one you need to worry about.
Oh. We'll check in with our friend first before we buy it, I guess, then.
And you, which blankets did you want?
The furred one and the gray, but if we don't need one of them, maybe just the fur one, how much would that be?
2 gold. 3 gold, 5 silver.
Do you have change for 4 gold?
And a meager exchange is done. And he hands you your 5 silver in return. Much appreciated your business. And he hands you the furred one you wanted?
Yes.
He rolls it up all nice, puts a little string bow on it for you, so it's all nice and pre-packed, and hands it to you.
Thank you.
And he kind of pulls up his wagon and asks if it would be appropriate to join you by your fire. Otherwise, he will probably go and speak to the Vistana.
You're more than welcome to stay.
No, you can, yeah.
Fire. Many thanks. Hildy, Killian, in the meantime, you both are sitting by a fire, and Killian is like, like shivering.
Are you cold?
No, I'm just frickin' hot. He says as he looks at you as he's literally shivering. Nah, Sherry would get the joke. Never mind.
I'm sorry. I'm not always best company.
Nah, neither am I. He kind of fixes his eye patch.
Just seeing him shivering, she's gonna try to rekindle the fire a little.
Many thanks. You know, I didn't think the conditions in here would be terribly worse. We came from a land where spring was right around the corner. Flowers were just blooming, sun was right high and hot. Swear, it's like everything here's backwards.
It's a strange land, I'll give you that, but I'm from the mountains, so I'm a little more accustomed to the cold weather.
You didn't strike me as the type. Where in the
What
mountains?
Type? It's not in this world.
Well, neither is mine, lass.
It was a beautiful city.
Well, tell me about it. Maybe it'll lighten the mood,
It was a very large city, wealthy. These white cobblestone roads. It was a religious city. Some other god.
Right.
Thriving in many ways, but it had its many skeletons screeching in their closets.
Damned shame. You find out the hard way.
Kind of saying that, she kind of feels like a phantom pain in her back, and she kind of rubs her shoulder, nodding.
My condolences.
Thanks.
I came from a fishing village, not too far from Waterdeep. Meager parents, dark woods, the like, you know how it is.
Sure.
Got my bearings with the river folk there. Learned the pointy end of a rapier and, among other things. Kinda had an old windmill. Kinda like what I imagine this one might have been. Perhaps a touch less solemn, right? But it had its secrets. Nobody went there. He kinda like trails off as he sort of falls into memories of his own past.
And how did you meet the other? Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's... there was a fire in the province to the south. It was a strange night. Rat folk of every kind, goblins, dogs, just kind of scurrying up from the sewers. We weren't friends back then, but we were able-bodied, and we were willing to fight. And it was more than that. The trail took us far out, and by the time we'd got back, we'd kind of realized that the settlement life wasn't for us. It was never for me in the first place. Admittedly, I fear I was the one that drove these poor folks out of their homes, but we'd settled that hatchet long ago. Hildy, I'd been meaning to ask you. And before he can finish, Zhana comes back, Tyrion comes back, Nyla comes back, and Vasily joins you. And Killian kinda looks away, letting the brim of his hat cover his eyes.
Mental note to ask him what that was.
Mr. Killian, this is for you.
Killian's and he kind of looks at what you got there.
And I hand him like the nicely wrapped fur blanket.
It's pretty harsh here, but it's not much, but it's something.
His shadowed expression softens as he... for me. Oh, thank you, Zhana. And he takes it and he unwraps it, and it's a wolf cloak blanket. Killian doesn't say it. And Tyrion goes, well, now you're a real barwolf. And Killian immediately, like, shut up! Like... And he turns back to you, Zhana, with a tender smile. Thank you, lass. And he bundles up in it. He's so cold.
Of course. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to intend the pun.
Actually, I quite like it. And he kind of, like, hunches in like a babushka, but it's kind of weird because it also has a hat. He's babushka Killian.
It's okay, fits right in with the Vistani.
Oh, I do have a few other things. This one's for Killian, and this one's for you, Tyrion.
And she hands them a good berry each.
Oh, thank you. And he smiles, like they're both like, they miss food, but they're more than happy to receive it.
Sorry, it's just, it's a very desolate land, and food is very hard to come by.
And Killian gives you a more than welcome smile. He says, no, really, thank you. We really haven't properly thanked the lot of you. You've kind of been the wind in our sails since it got knocked out. Truly, you have our deepest gratitude.
I'm glad we could at least do some good.
And then Zhana sits down by the fire.
And Vasily's looking to Nyla, like, see what I mean? This business.
Yeah, I know.
Like, he's like, look at the hill, like,
and then Zhana kind of like whispers over to Tyrion and Killian.
What do you think they're talking about? They're making really strange faces.
Killian looks over and everybody just kind of looks at you, makes eye contact, and just turns away.
Oh, hello.
Vasily, you're from what town again? You keep talking about all the different ones, so now I'm confused where you actually are from.
Forgive me. You see, I come from Vallaki, but with all the excitement recently, all these things changing in Barovia, the hope got the better of me, you see. And he's a little more down to earth with you now. Barovia is a very broken land. We haven't seen change in decades. You see, changes here and there with life, the usual trade and commerce, but never big news. Never big things unless it's death, unless it's wolf packs migrating, unless it's no more fish in the lake, things like this. Bad news, you understand.
Oh yeah, I can definitely see that for sure.
He's like talking amongst all of you freely. So when you hear things, strange things like, oh, there are new outsiders in town. Okay. They burned down the old bone grinder. Okay. The vineyard is under attack. Okay. The vineyard is back. What? The vineyard is selling wine again. This is good. The village of Barovia is good for trade again. This is great. Hard times make you truly appreciate these things we take for granted. Da?
Yeah, for sure.
So then in my hope, I feel in my heart of hearts. I say to myself while I am in Vallaki, I say, Vasily, we could change Barovia too. And I say to myself, you know what we could change? Barovia itself. Barovia doesn't change. But maybe. And so I get to thinking. And I've been drawing up these plans ever since. And with hope, I can convince the burgomaster to perhaps expand Vallaki. I fear that they rot in their walls. These festivals. Have you been to Vallaki?
Yep.
I imagine all of her faces kind of go like a little sour just by the thought of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely,
Killian and Taryn are like, no, I haven't. I just got here.
Yes, we've been to Vallaki.
We even went to one of the festivals.
Yeah,
Festival.
like what festival? He kind of looks at you like, there are so many.
You see Hildy visibly shiver. Just no.
Oh, which one was it, you guys? It was so weird.
A wolf's head.
That. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they were just throwing a wolf's head around. I don't know.
Wolf's head festival, something like
Yeah.
that.
I think they decorated it with like wolves' heads on spikes,
Oh, yeah.
and everyone was forced to attend. And there was dancing, I think.
Were you at that one?
Well, that's the one you went to.
No, I
isn't
was
it?
asking Vasily.
Oh, yeah.
Did you not see it for yourself? He asks Zhana.
I wasn't exactly feeling well.
Oh, and he looks at you. Oh, that would put you in deep trouble. You do not tell them that, but Vasily, will keep your secret.
Thank you.
But truly, I jest. You see, Vallaki has... How do I put this tenderly? With great respect for the burgomaster that's there, rots within its walls. Da? He kind of like looks at you like, you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep, I could see it.
The oppression that devil poses on the land leads him to believe that happiness is the key to all freedom. I cannot blame him for this, you know? For how do we escape the mercy of sorrow, the mercy of madness? We laugh in times of hardship. Da?
Yeah, kinda. I usually yell.
But see, yelling disrupts the neighbors at 2 a.m.
Yeah, I guess.
He laughs. So they look for other ways. And it is my belief that perhaps if they were to expand their walls, perhaps change location, a new place, new scenery. He thinks about his words very carefully. Be inspired to new horizons. Da?
Yeah, I guess I could see that. I think though, like, you know, like all the people that used to live here, like, there's still one that's like around. So I don't know if like she'd be mad if people. I mean, I guess she hasn't come back yet.
What do you mean? He asks.
Well, you know, like there was like these like really awful people living here eating kids. You know, like I said.
He kind of like furrows his brows.
What did I? Yeah, okay. Well, that was happening, and so there's one person that's alive that was doing that, and we don't know where she is, but so like, I would kind of like worry if people started settling here, and like what if she came back?
What if she came back? Perhaps the Inquisition will hunt her down, huh?
Inquisition?
Wait, huh? Is that actually a thing?
You do not know.
No.
And he kind of looks at you, and he looks at you, Hildy, like, When was the last time you were in Vallaki?
Since that festival, whenever that was.
Yeesh. And he thinks.
It's been some time.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Friends. He comes clean. It may behoove you to know that Vallaki is it's a little different than what you remember.
What do you mean?
How different?
Yeah.
Look at me. I am an awful businessman. I am dissuading merchants and travelers from coming to my own home. Terrible things have happened within her walls. And he does like a sign of the Morning Lord, like, oh, bless.
What happened?
It started with a murder, and then the dead began to rise. Rumors say that a gang of vampires have begun to walk the streets of Vallaki. People are afraid to come out of their own homes, and as such, he kind of looks over at the Vistana and he kind of whispers, new residents have moved in to some of the slummier parts, but, and he shrugs, it's chaos. I will not lie to you.
Okay, so you're saying there's literally like a little gang of vampires that roam the streets, and then are they running the town or something now?
No,
or
no,
what?
no. Even with things the way they are, her people are my greatest concern. The winters, as you've seen, and he gestures to the sky, and it looks like it's getting ready to snow at any moment. She is harsh this year.
So, what does that have to do with the Inquisition then? You said?
Oh, and he realizes he totally skipped that part. And he, like, furrows his brow. Must be my age. Let me think. The Inquisition. Yes. As I have said before, he turns to Hildy this time. With every bad thing that happens in Vallaki, you get some who don't want that bad thing, da? I am one such person. I would want to see the city safe. My business is on the line, after all. But they say a few have taken up arms. They call themselves the Inquisition. And it is their goal to drive out every darkness in Vallaki. Could you imagine? But then, he holds up a finger, almost like this, a storyteller a bit of his own, and he gestures to the fire. How do you tell where the shadows start and where they end? And he kind of points to one of the shadows, and now it blurs out into, you know, just a bit of the ambient light. This is the line they smudge, my friends. But here I go, telling you my whole life story. I am so terribly rude. Please, won't you tell me your names? Tell me a bit about yourselves.
I like look around to see if anyone's gonna start first.
Oh, don't mind us. We already gave him the lowdown.
Well, I'm Nyla. So it's nice to officially meet you now.
Very nice to meet you.
Mm-hmm.
Vasily von Holtz.
I'm Zhana.
He turns to Hildy.
Hildegard. That's all you have to know. She stands. Looks at Taryn. It looks like it's about to snow. I'm gonna get some more wood. You seem like probably the strongest here. Why don't you come give me a hand? And you can see that by her eyes, it's not a question. Like, it's not a request.
He kind of looks to you, Nyla. Have I said something wrong?
No, I don't think so. She's just like that. She's always very serious, you know, like very
She-
stoic.
She cracks a smile, and anyone that really knows her know that's not a real smile, but he'd probably see it as more charming. She just gives him a nice toothy smile.
Zhana knows.
He's not buying it.
She starts walking away. Come along now.
She is a very
right.
serious person. I
Yeah,
wouldn't take it too much.
Nah. She's like, yeah, she was like that when we first met her too. She's actually very nice though.
So,
Yeah, so don't worry about it. She grows on you.
well, forgive me. Maybe I have overstayed my welcome. It is not often I meet outsiders in these walls, and the excitement got to me, and Killian tells great jokes.
Well, no, I mean, it was good because we didn't know what was going on in Valaki at all. So it's good to be prepared, I think, if we ever go back there.
Yes, it was very, very nice of you to inform us of that. I do have one more question for you, though. This vampiric outbreak, is that why you're traveling to Barovia? To relocate?
It's not just to relocate. Business depends on it. When winter comes, I bring the wine and the wheat to Barovia. From Barovia, I bring the woven, the textiles and things to Valaki. What about
sorry.
you? Forgive me. I'm not familiar with your apparel.
Oh, well, I'm from the Faerun region. From the High Forest?
Forgive me, I've never heard of such a place.
It's all right. I hear that quite often, actually. It's nothing like this land. It's a temperate forest. Tall trees.
But a lovely place.
Certainly warmer.
And what of you? When outsiders tell me stories, they are fantasies with living proof. It will always lighten the Barovian's mood.
Yeah, that makes sense. No, I'm just from like a smaller town. It was just I don't even know if many people heard of it. I just worked in a tavern. I was a pretty good waitress though.
Why would a waitress come so far?
Well, you know, everybody here doesn't really mean to come here. It just happens. I'm sure you've heard that, right?
Many times.
Yeah. So, I didn't think I was good at fighting, but I'm actually like okay now.
Duh?
You know, makes you learn
you
the
hit
hard
people
way.
with a pen, eh?
Oh, I should. I didn't even think about that.
Zhana's just sitting there imagining Nyla attack with a pan.
Do we have any pans?
You can buy some. He points to his carton.